Speaking royalty, the new AmaZulu King is set to start his official duties today. King Misuzulu Zulu was named to take over the throne by his late mother, Queen Mantfombi Zulu. The government is preparing for his coronation. eNCA's Siphamandla Goke has more details. Siphamandla, so it's the start of the official duties, and I understand that you are joined by the AmaZulu Prime Minister, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. What does that look like, the start of official duties for His Majesty King Misuzulu?
Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi has just gone back inside here, but he will come out to talk to us hopefully very soon. Thula Sizwe, he's been summoned inside by the king himself, as the king is having back-to-back meetings today. It started in the morning with the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, who came here to meet with the king for the first time, and then Premier Sihle Zikalala did talk to us afterwards. Their meeting was discussing a number of issues. One, it was the issue of what has been in the public domain about the king's security and the police withdrawal here. Well, Premier Sihle Zikalala basically telling us that he came here to have a meeting with the king so that they can discuss other matters. Remember, traditional leaders in South Africa, kings and queens, are public representatives. Traditionally, the king may be serving in the throne as we speak, but let me tell you that still that process, the government-led process of recognition, needs to happen. It needs to take place. So the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal was here to deal with issues of protocol and paperwork moving forward. Remember, his office has to receive the minutes of the royal family members' meeting, write a letter to the National Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, who will then have to write to the presidency so that a certificate of recognition can be processed for the king to be coronated. So the Premier was here to discuss that, and I've just been briefed right now that it's highly unlikely, Thula Sizwe, that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi will be coming out to join us because he is busy inside. But nonetheless, let me tell you that I spoke to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi a while ago. He's meeting with the king, and interestingly, also present in that meeting, Thula Sizwe, let me tell you that it was the issue of discussing land, particularly with Jerome Ngwenya, who is the chairperson of the Ingonyama Trust Board. As I'm being distracted here, I see a message here that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is discussing the issue of the king's security because the provincial Commissioner of the Police in KwaZulu-Natal, General Tlatlam Kwanazi, is inside the palace. I spotted him going inside. I had a brief chat with him, and I'm told right now that the main reason is for Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi not to join us is simply because he is meeting with the king and the police commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal, General Tlatlam Kwanazi. As we see, some police officers are still here. Bongam Kize will show you them right now. So that is what is happening here, Thula Sizwe, inside the palace. Perhaps I'm not sure whether I'll be exhausting what I have in terms of time. Let me tell you that. And another important development today is the issue of the king sending a delegation to go to Newcastle and pay Lobola for him. As we understand that the king is in the process of taking the queen.
Siphamandla, let me pause you there, and actually you can't just launch into that one, right? Many people had many interests, the ladies out there, about that particular situation. But before we get to that one, though, on the serious matter of security, let's hear what the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, had to say about that. Then we can talk about the very real fact that, the position of First Queen, I'm presuming here, I'm being presumptuous, but the position of Queen is not available right now. Let's listen to what Sihle Zikalala had to say a bit earlier on.
It does appear that there was a communication, not about withdrawal, but there was a communication about the changes in terms of one unit that was assisting His Majesty at that time. And that was said that unit was deployed for a temporal period. It has not been there before during the past king. It has not been there. And then it was added. Then it was going to be withdrawn, and that happened without a consultation with the senior management of the SAPS. Then, when it was then raised, we checked and we realized that when the matter was communicated with the management, they took a decision not to even withdraw that unit. But I must say the SAPS has always been here, which is the Royal House protection. It has always been here and in other policies as well. So from that time when the matter was raised, I think it was just a problem of communication within the administration in the SAPS, especially at a lower level, but that was clarified.
So one imagines then that those matters of security are being solidified and finalized and made concrete in that meeting where Inkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi is in, as well as His Majesty. Now, go ahead then, Siphamandla Goke. Tell the South African aspiring queens of AmaZulu, Ondlunkulu, who are seeing themselves in there, just, you know, there's a bit of a complication, and it has become very real today.
Indeed, well, the confirmation is there, Thula Sizwe. The king has sent a delegation to Newcastle to go and pay Lobola for him. Well, whether that is the only time he will send a delegation or not, it remains to be seen. But as I can confirm to you that the delegation is en route to Newcastle to settle that matter of Ilobolo. And after that, I have it in good authority, Thula Sizwe, that the Queen will then sorry about that, I had someone coming out of the palace. But let me tell you that we expect that the new queen should be present at Wakangela Mankengane Royal Palace tomorrow, as the Zulu royal family members will be meeting. And on Friday, she is likely to accompany the king to Eswatini when the king is going there to fetch his belongings, and also to meet with King Mswati III, who is also the brother to the king's late mother, Queen Mantfombi. So, well, Undlunkulu will hit the ground running as she will accompany the king to Eswatini, but we understand that tomorrow she will be here at Wakangela Mankengane. Let me tell you that for now the king uses Wakangela Mankengane Royal Palace to have back-to-back meetings. He is not staying here for now. There was that issue about what culture says and what protocol says in terms of the king living to where there is a gravesite. Remember that his mother is laid to rest here, was interred here. Now, this is the first time that this palace or any other palace will have a gravesite. Hence, you know that kings don't attend funerals, and also they do not reside to where there is a gravesite. So for now, he comes here to perform his royal duties, and he leaves every afternoon or at night, come back the following morning. As to where he will be residing, we'll have to find out from him and some royal family members. But he is already in the process, as you know, that Ilobolo is being paid today as we speak, to Lasizwe. I saw those cattle leaving Wakangela Mankengane heading to Newcastle.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. eNCA's Siphamandla Goke out at Wakangela Mankengane Palace in KwaZulu-Natal there with the official news that the Ilobolo is being paid today by the king in Newcastle. Who knows, ladies? We don't know what the king is thinking in as far as how many wives, how many Ondlunkulu are going to be there. So, you know, there might still be hope. Who knows?